detail, please?
Yes, you can select how many finishers you start with the match. It's pretty awesome, actually. You can select 1, 2, 3, or infinity as your options, or none, of course. So you have those options, and it changes the game in a lot of ways when you set up new matches. Obviously, you can use it as a handicap where you're feeling pretty confident in the game. I can give you a couple finishers to start off.
I wouldn't need
easily.
I wouldn't need them.
You can do that with the AI. It's fun to have infinity versus infinity, and you guys are just hitting finishers all over the place. That's always a fun. So it just gives you some cool new options to enter in a match. We actually had it a long time ago in the SmackDown series, so it's kind of like we're bringing it back, and it gives it even an arcade kind of flavor because obviously you're hitting finishers all the time. It's kind of a cool, fast-paced arcade experience. So yeah, we're really happy to bring it back, and I noticed that a lot of fans are kind of super excited about that one edition, and
it makes there are matches like that.
Yeah.
There are pay-per-view matches that are heated and folks go into it and they just immediately start hitting the finishers.
Absolutely, and it's cool to do stuff like a hometown match. Maybe my opponent starts off with a finisher, and I make that kind of a cool little realism type thing there, and make it a little bit of a challenge for me. So yeah, it does change things up.
It's cool. Animals 07. Has hit detection been improved, such as on moves and springboards?
I love this question, and I love it because it's been a big focus of ours, really improving that this year. We saw some frustrations with moves not connecting well, and so we really wanted to prove that. We feel like when you miss a move like that, it's really disappointing. It's obviously a big disadvantage in the match. We always want to have those moves sync up and connect, so we spent a lot of time on that, improving diving attacks. Diving attacks hit a lot better. Springboard attacks hit much better. So those are two big areas. We've also added contextual animations, and what those are, there's situations in which maybe you have your back towards me and I'm fighting in the ring and I do a running attack on you. It might be a clothesline. Those moves wouldn't sync up, so a lot of times odd things would happen because who does a clothesline from behind if the clothesline is meant for you standing in front of me? So we've done stuff like now you'll do a running drop kick or something like that instead. So these contextual animations will actually take over and play in appropriate situations.
Awesome.
Which make hit detection a lot better because people might have had problems with certain moves connecting because they were in different states that weren't supposed to connect. So that's another big improvement. So we really spent a lot of time making sure that these moves are connecting and hitting properly, and so I think people are going to be really satisfied with how that's feeling now in the game.
Now, this is a question, it's not on the list, this is an Aubrey question, because we use a lot of terms when we're talking about our games, but I'm not sure if everybody fully understands the difference.
The difference in terms, right.
When you say hit detection, what exactly does that refer to? Is it any time that two wrestlers sort of touch and interact?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I think the terms are hit detection and collision. They get kind of confused. In hit detection, we're just talking about how the moves connect and how they sync up. And collision, we're talking about interpenetration when maybe arms clip through each other, the hair goes through something. Those are what we call collision issues.
I see.
And so when you're talking about a move not connecting properly, like you do a diving attack and it looked like it should have hit perfectly and something strange happened,
right.
That's all hit detection. And if you see something like, there's a fat guy and his arm's going through or something like that, that's collision. So those are the difference between the terms.
Gotcha.
But I'm glad you brought that up because there is a lot of confusion about that.
So would you say that hit detection deals with gameplay where collision is more of an aesthetic issue?
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
Absolutely right. Hit detection is all gameplay and collision is just how it looks.
Perfect. Okay. So we've got one more question. If you've been counting the official questions, this is number 13.
All right. Nice.
Which makes sense.
Perfect.
The last one also comes from Cyber Ocelot. This one's about weight detection. So a smaller guy can't do certain moves to a larger guy.
That's right.
And he wonders how exactly this works.
Right, in WWE 12, that was the issue. A small guy could do a lifting move. We call them lifting moves, and he moves that lift him over his head to the bigger guy, and obviously that doesn't look good or make sense. And so we did want to add a weight detection system. We wanted to make sure it was a system that was fair, wasn't frustrating, didn't change your moveset drastically. Those are kind of the factors we played into adding a weight detection system because it's been done in a couple different ways. And so what we do now is that whenever there's a situation in which a small guy does have a lifting move in his moveset and he's about to lift a big guy, we have a move swap that happens dynamically, and so he'll play a non-lifting move.
Cool.
And it isn't just one move. I mean, we have up to 16 different categories for all the different states that you're in, so 16 different positions. And you can go into create a moveset and assign what non-lifting move you want to have for that sub moveset. So there is some customization going on there, and there is more than one move. It is only one move per category or per position, but there's up to 16 positions. So you do have some.
So to clarify, if you're playing Big Show and I'm playing anyone who's not as big as Big Show,
right? Who hasn't been announced.
Exactly. I caught myself. If you're playing Big Show and I'm playing a smaller guy, and we're facing each other, and I go to do a lifting move,
that's one position.
There's one move linked to that specific
There's
position.
another position if I grab you from behind you, or there's another situation whether it's in the turnbuckle. A lot of different positions. We have 16 different positions in which you can swap out a move there.
Awesome. Yeah. Cool. Well, that's everything, guys, for this time around.
Right. Plenty more questions to come. I saw your list. It was like you said you had 300 plus questions.
There were a few questions that folks had. Yeah. But this was the first of many developer Q&As. We're gonna keep these coming. So please, thank you for tuning in. Make sure to come back to www.thq.com, our forums. We're gonna be making posts. You guys can come in, ask whatever questions you have about the game. As always, we'll take the best ones. Pose them to my man Cory and other folks on the
Brian Williams, right? I saw someone's post.
Brian Williams.
I saw someone's post that said they hated my Q&As and they loved Brian. So you might want to have more Brian Q&As.
I'm kind of ashamed you've been reading my Twitter.
Nice, that was you.
But yeah, thank you, Cory, for taking the time. I appreciate it. As always, you can find us online at wwe.thq.com, on Twitter at WWE Games, and on Facebook at facebook.com/WWE Games. Keep the questions coming, and yeah, get excited. WWE 13, October 30th. Don't go trick-or-treating.